Christmas around the corner, 1-800-Flowers.com, the holiday flower tree. Order now, 20% off. Click the radio icon, enter the code HERD, 1-800-Flowers.com. It's their best-selling holiday arrangement. Doug Gottlieb in about 10 minutes joining us, and Joy Taylor, too. It is amazing. There are certain places in America that the standards are ridiculously high. The Yankees and the Red Sox, the standards are, just ridiculously high. You can be successful, and it's not good enough. It's like, Real Madrid in soccer, and the Lakers certainly fall into this category. It's ridiculous. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers have high standards. I mean, they'll keep coaches through bad 4- and 5-year stretches. Dallas Cowboys have standards, but they keep coaches for a long time. Dave Campo held a job for 3 years. I think Barry Switzer was there 3 or 4. Lakers are ridiculous. I want you to think about this for a second. The Lakers are 17-10. They have won 6 of 7, 7 of 10. They're 1 game out of first in the Great Western Conference. And I've already seen this headline this year. Scouts report LeBron's been ignoring Luke Walton's play calls. Yesterday, Steven Jackson, a guy I love and respect, came on the show and shared an opinion of Luke Walton, which I have heard multiple times from players, mostly off the air. Steven Jackson went on the air with it.
It would be hard for me to play on that team and respect Luke Walton.
Why?
Because I played against him.
What does that mean?
I mean, he wasn't. I don't respect him as he won championships. If I was on Steve Kerr's coaching staff, he got hurt, and I coached that team.
Yeah.
Would I be a great coach? He got considered a great coach after that. I don't think he's a coach for that team. I think LeBron's doing all the coaching over there.
Okay, just think about this. I want you to think for a second what Luke Walton is dealing with, because yesterday Phil Jackson was at the Laker practice facility. And I don't know why Phil Jackson was there. I hope he was there to give Luke Walton support and a pat on the back. I want you to think of this job. Luke Walton coaches the Lakers. Who's now running them? Kobe's agent. Who's the CEO? Magic Johnson. Who owns the team? Phil Jackson's ex-girlfriend. Who's on the team? LeBron James. Who's in the same building helping run the other team? Jerry West. Are you kidding me? This is the toughest job in sports. Any league, any sport. Kobe's agent's running it. Magic's the president. Jeannie Buss, Phil's ex, owns it. Jerry West is in the same building. And LeBron's on the team. 17-10, won 6 of 7, 7 of 10, a game out of first. This is a team. Luke was hired to coach all the puppies, the babies. They just threw LeBron at him. They threw Magic at him. They threw Kobe's agent at him. They threw Jerry West in the same building. He wasn't hired to do all this. Listen, the Lakers chew up even their legends. Think about this. Pat Riley's a legend. He had to step down. Jerry West had to leave. Phil Jackson left twice. Kobe threatened to leave. Shaq left ugly. That's how it works for their legends. Los Angeles is the only city in America. It's the only city in America that has had an NFL and NBA team for 50 years, parts of it, and the NBA team is significantly more popular every time they're in the same town as an NFL team. If you have both, there's only one city in America. What about the Warriors? The Niners were much more popular for about a 30-year stretch. This is different. Think about this. Jerry West was the logo of the league. He's not even the Lakers' best shooting guard ever. Kobe was. If I said to you, who's the Lakers' best center? You'd go, Wilt. He's maybe the best player. No, he's not it. Okay, Shaq. No, he's not it either. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is their best center ever. I mean, the pressure on Luke Walton, what he faces, the standards. Can you imagine taking a job, and the job changes midstream, and you take this job, and all these exes and legends and human statues are now your boss, your boss's boss, your best player, your owner's ex, and working in the same building. This is the toughest job in American sports right now. He's a game out of first. Steven Jackson's like, I don't respect him. I have had multiple NBA sources over the last month say it's not going to last. And my response is, this isn't good enough? 90% of you were out there saying, LeBron's not going to win 43 games. They're on pace, if you take out the 0-3 start, to win 60. They're on pace to win 60 games if you take out their 0-3 start, which, you know, when you have a new superstar, it takes a few games to get it right. The expectations for this job. I hope Phil Jackson was in town yesterday at the facility just to put his arm around him. This is brutal. Brutal. Here's Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Live.
Power within the struggling franchise. Besides dealing with the federal lawsuits from the city of Oakland, they also need a new GM because they fired Reggie McKenzie earlier this week. But the search process might be saying a lot about the power that Gruden holds because of what Davis had to say about the situation.
When you're dealing with player personnel and general managers, they're on a different schedule than the football team is. The general manager season ends basically in April and May after they've drafted the players and gone through the first series of free agency. So right now there's a lot of people that are on other teams that may be suitable for the Raiders, but we can't talk to them, and we won't be able to talk to them until May or so.
So basically,
he's right, by the way, and that's the way it works.
Gruden's going to be running that draft.
I don't love
the draft
that.
is on April 25th.
I don't love this. And they got a bunch of draft picks, so this is the draft you have to get right. I don't love this.
Yeah, you kind of have to nail this one.
This is the draft. This is like
in general, you want to nail your drafts. This one kind of matters a little bit more. Now, you did lose Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper.
See, this is why, Joy, I don't buy into this get rid of Derek Carr thing. Like, time out. Derek Carr it doesn't appear to be another Derek Carr. The kid at Ohio State, Dwayne Haskins, looks pretty special to me, but there doesn't appear to be a Derek Carr. I would take all three of those picks seriously and just put them on defense, because we can say all we want about being an offensive league, but the hottest teams in the league right now are the Chicago Bears, the Dallas Cowboys. You know, Baltimore's playing well. He's got to go 3 for 3 on these picks. They are desperate for a pass rusher, desperate for a corner, desperate for linebackers.
Well, look, the moves...
And he's an offensive coach, so is he an expert at that?
Right, and the moves were not... It's not as simple as, like, the Khalil Mack move. They need a pass rusher. You're like, oh, well, you had Khalil Mack. Well, you had to pay Khalil Mack,
right,
and you're moving the franchise. When you move the franchise, you got to pay for those people to move. You want to unload the big contracts that you have on your roster. That's that's how it works. Like, it's not fun or sexy, but like that's a reality in the situation. There's a business side to the sport also.
Right.
So yes, it sounds silly that you need a pass rusher when you had Khalil Mack, but that was going to happen. When he was in Tampa, Gruden made 61 picks in 7 seasons, and 3 of those became Pro Bowlers, and only one of them was a Pro Bowler in Tampa.
Yeah, this is why I just don't listen. I don't like this.
There's a thing to not being in charge of everything. Like, I believe that the power structure at the top of an organization is a direct reflection of how successful you are, because consistency and energy and the goal has to come from the top, and you have to be supported. And obviously Gruden has a lot of power. He's the one with the 10-year, $100 million contract. But do you really want all of the responsibility in that situation?
I don't. I don't. Good luck.
The Eagles appear to be confident in the backup quarterback Nick Foles if he starts Sunday's season-saving game against the Ravens. Carson Wentz isn't expected to start this week due to a back injury that was reported yesterday, and he might be shut down for the rest of the season.
Hopefully, yeah.
He sat out yesterday's practice, and Foles took starter reps and reportedly broke down the huddle practice. And Zach Ertz said the team wanted to show that they support Foles as a leader.
I just want everyone to know that everyone's got full confidence in the guy. No one's asking him to do too much. We just want him to be himself, but at the same time, guys love playing for him. Guys love his personality, and I just wanted everyone to know. I wanted him to know that everyone had his back.
Yeah, he just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's fine
as a backup quarterback.
Nick Foles is a great backup. I don't like him as a starter, but he's a great backup.
Right, but I mean, it's particularly this season, if you're going to have any confidence in a backup quarterback, I think Nick Foles would be that guy. Although I don't know that they're going to have the same magic that they had last season. Finally, the Raptors beat the Warriors last night for the second time this season. It was actually the first time that they've won in Oakland in like 13 years. So this one, since 2004. Wow. It's the first win in Oracle Arena since 2004. They pulled off the win without Kawhi Leonard, who sat out again with a bruised hip. And Kevin Durant said he wasn't surprised by their performance, but because of the makeup of their roster.
They got champions over there, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard. You got guys that played in big playoff games like Serge Ibaka and Kyle Lowry, Jonas Valanciunas. You got young players. They got a great mix of veterans and young players. They got a new coach, but the leaders of that team have been through some wars, so I wouldn't call them a young team, or I won't say them beating us 2 times is going to give them extra confidence. They've been balling for that, and they're going to be balling after they beat us. So, I mean, they're not an up-and-coming team. They're here.